Hi guys, this is Spell from Speedwapp, and today I am overly excited to give you a tutorial on how to create website banners with Speedwapp. Now before we get started, let me show you some examples of what a website banner looks like, okay? This right here on the screen is an example of a website banner. So this is a website banner of Speedwapp, okay? Now the purpose of website banners is to draw attention to a specific service or product, or to give the online viewer an overview of your online business, okay? So this is a first example. Let me quickly show you two other examples of a website banner. Now this is also another example of a website banner. So this is a website banner of podcast, and this is how they decided to put your banner together. It just quickly gives the viewer some information. And this is also another example of a website banner. Now without wasting much time, let's create something on our own from scratch. The first thing to do to create my website banner is to locate a template, a suitable template that will help me to design the website banner. So first of all, I click on this button right here. Now when I click on this plus button or add button, it opens up a whole lot of components and layouts for me to choose whatever element I want to choose. So the first one right here contains a lot of layout, and the first element right here is a section, which is a good or a suitable template to enable me create my website banner. So once you identify a suitable template, all you have to do is to drag and drop that template onto your editor. Once you drag and drop the template into your editor, the next thing is for you to think of all the elements you want to input inside your section. So I want to input a heading, a paragraph, and a button. So again, click on this plus button and locate a heading template. So drag and drop the heading template inside your section. Now the next element is a paragraph. Locate the paragraph in the text container and drag and drop the paragraph under the heading. Now the last element I would like to add is a button. So let's look for a button and drag and drop the button under the paragraph. So now I have all these three elements inside my section. Now the next step is to resize this section. So for me to resize the section, all I have to do is to make sure that the section is selected. You can just select the section from here or select from navigation, then choose section, and the section will be selected. I want to create more space. So for you to create or for you to resize your section vertically, just press shift on your keyboard, then click and you drag down. That is how to resize vertically when it comes to sections and also other elements as well. That's how to resize vertically. Now the next step is to change the background of the section. To change the background, make sure the section is selected again. So select my section, then click on the style button. Once you click on the style button, the style property panel opens up for you. Locate this image box right here, click on the image box and click on choose file. Now we are going to choose a suitable image to fit inside our section or to change the background of our section. So just choose any image you want to have as your background, then open. And as you can see right here, the image has filled my section, or it has filled the background of my section. Let's quickly exit out of this. Now for you to change or for you to resize the image in order for it to fit perfectly inside the section, again, you have to locate size in the style panel. So right under this image, you can see repeat and size. So under repeat, click on the drop down arrow. Now once you click on the drop down arrow, click cover. And as you can see, you just saw what has happened to our background image. It has been fit perfectly inside the section. That is how to resize the background when it comes to an image, or that's how to resize backgrounds of an image inside a section or inside any element at all. Now the next thing or the next step we are going to take is to edit whatever information we have in here. So first of all, click on the first element right here. Just delete whatever information that is in there and input your own information. So I have best consulting agency for your business. That is my heading. Now let's also do some changes to this paragraph right here. Just select whatever information that is in there, delete that information, also paste your own information as well. Now the last editing we are going to do is on the button. So you just double click on the button, make sure that everything there is selected and start typing your own information. So I want to type in talk to us And that's it. So let's quickly exit out of this. Okay, so now I have 3 elements on my section, and I have a heading, I have a paragraph, and I also have a button right here. Now the next thing for us to do is to make sure that we resize our elements and also create spaces between our elements. Make sure that all the elements on the section is properly aligned. So let's quickly add some design and style to whatever we have here so far. So at this moment, I want to change the font size of my element. I'm not going to change the font size of the heading because I'm okay with its size. I'm going to change the font size of the paragraph. So make sure that the paragraph is selected. Just move to navigation, then locate paragraph to select the paragraph. Now, once the paragraph is selected, locate the size container, which is right here. When you drag down, just double click on it, delete whatever number that is in there. And I want to increase the font size to 20. So type in 20. And don't forget to add px, so 20px, then enter. So you can see that the font size has changed for me. Now I also want to change the font color. I want it to be white so that my text can be more visible. So you can just click on the color wheel and just play with the colors to get a good font color. Okay, now if you are satisfied with whatever color you're seeing, you can quickly exit out of that. Now let's also change the font color of the heading. We are going to change the font color to white as well. So click on the color, then play with any of the colors to get a good font color. This white is good as well. Now, if you are satisfied, you can quickly exit out of that and also do more editing. It's time to make changes to this little button right here. So just make sure the button is selected. I'm going to bolden the button a bit, and I'm also going to change the font size of the button. I'm going to change the font size to 20px, enter. All right, now the next thing is to change the background of my button. So just make sure that you click on style and the style panel is open up for you. Once the style panel is open, locate color or locate the color wheel, then click on it right there, and you can play with any of the colors to see which color is okay or is good for you. So I am going to change the color to something pink. You can just play with any of the colors just to choose something suitable. You can, if you don't like it, just keep changing it to choose something. Now I can also use this transparent button right here to make the color transparent a bit. Okay, so this is okay. And if you are satisfied with the background color of your button, you can exit out of that as well. Okay, now we want to create spaces between our elements. We also want more space at the top right here, and we want more space at the left hand side because the elements seem to be too much into the left hand of the section. So we are going to do that changes. So to do that change, make sure that the entire section is selected. First of all, make sure that the entire section is selected. You can select the entire section from navigation as well. Now, once your entire section is selected, click on the style button. Then the style panel opens up for you. When the style panel is open, locate padding. Padding is right here. Now we are going to add an upper padding to our section right here. So let's give it an upper padding of 50. So you can see when we gave it an upper padding of 50, you can see the changes that has come or has affected into our website banner. You can see that there's more space at the top here. Now you can decide to leave the lower padding, but we are also going to give it a left padding as well. So let's also increase the left padding. Let's give it a left padding of 20. Okay, now if you're satisfied with this left padding, you can just leave it that way, but if not, you can just decide to play with the left padding to see what is okay with you. I'm going to change the left padding or decrease it to 10, and this position is okay. It has been shifted to the right hand side and my text is readable. Now the next step is to make sure that there's spaces between these 3 elements. So first of all, I'm going to select the second element, which is the paragraph. Okay, you can equally do that from navigation, select paragraph. Once the paragraph is selected, click on the style button again, and the style panel opens up for you. When the style panel is opened this time around, locate margin. Now margin is right here, and give your paragraph an upper margin of 20 or whichever number that you want to give. 20 is too small, so we can further increase the margin to 50. Okay, so once I gave it an upper margin of 50, you can see that the element has moved down a bit. So this is a margin right here of 50. I'm going to do same for the last button. So just make sure that the last button is selected, or the last element is selected, and also locate the same margin. And we can also give this a margin of 50 as well. Okay, so now I have spaces between my element. Okay, if you're satisfied with the spaces between your element, that's okay. You can just exit out of this style panel, just close it up a bit to see how what you have created looks like. If you're okay with it, you can preview your work to see how it looks like. So let's preview. And the preview gives you an idea of how your work looks like. So this is exactly how our website's banner is going to look like on any other browser or on any other desktop. If you're satisfied, you can just go back to your editor and also export your website banner. You can export by clicking on this drop down arrow right here on file and click on export to web application. Now once you click on export to web application, the file is being downloaded right here. After it has been downloaded, once it's being downloaded, you can just click on it right there. Let's exit out of this and click on new HTML, the last one. And this is exactly how your website banner is going to look like when it's being exported. You can just decide to view it in the exported version. Okay, now let's go back to our editor. And if you want to make more changes, you can go ahead and make more changes to the button, to the element in your editor. If you want the spaces to be closed, just go ahead and make more changes as much as you want to do. And you can also preview again and also export to see how your final creation looks like. Okay, so now this brings us to the end of today's tutorial on how to create a website banner. I know you've been able to pick up something and also create something on your own. If you have learned something new for today, all you have to do is to click on the subscribe button so that anytime we drop an educative content on web design or website creation, you will get that notification to watch that tutorial. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you in the next tutorial.